Beyond.The.Mic politics family. As always, I'm Yaya.
I'm Abby.
Bryce. I'm Daniel.
And, well, actually, if you don't know us by now,
that's crazy.
Then, yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
You're not tuning in.
You're not
Hello?
tuning in.
You're not tuning in.
Imagine not being tuned in.
That's what I'm saying. Could never be me. But we are back with another episode. I feel like it's been so long since we've gotten together. You know, I miss my little BTM family. But unfortunately, it seems like things have only gotten crazier. I wake up every day with a premature migraine because I know the second I turn on my phone, it's going to be some headline that's just going to make my stomach turn. So we have a lot to talk about, but not enough time to talk about it because y'all didn't even see it. But before we started this, we was just kind of, because it's too much going on. So let's start with the group chat, guys. Every single friend group fears their group chat getting leaked out in the open, and this has happened with the White House. The White House had a group chat get leaked, and how it happened was that they accidentally added a journalist to the chat, and it was using Signal, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. My first question is, who had his number?
It was Waltz. I
Waltz?
think.
Okay,
Waltz
that's
had his
why.
number.
Because Waltz, they asked him. He's gone.
Waltz said he didn't know him.
So, but you had his number in your phone. So, what's really going on? Signal, it's an encrypted chat messaging app, much like Telegram, WhatsApp, the like. So, definitely not cleared for something as highly classified as war plans, you know. I don't know about you guys, but I personally would not want to talk about dropping bombs on people in a encrypted text chat. So the whole country is just confused, bamboozled. How could this happen? Because it shouldn't be happening. It's funny, we laugh about it, but like in real life, that could have been a huge, huge security breach. So Dan, I want to start with you. Just before we get into the analysis, thoughts. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little concerned. One, why are you adding people into a group chat? Why are you adding people that you don't know into a group chat where you're discussing dropping bombs on people?
It's like, how does that even happen?
Two,
it's concerning that the response from the White House and the administration has been deny to point blame. We know, like, yes, this is a tactic of the Trump administration and his team, whatever, but a lot of the times when things like this, like fallout from this, the government conducts itself a little better. They go, hey, we made a mistake. It shouldn't have happened. That's our oversight. That's our bad. It's not going to happen again. And I promise you, if that's how they handled it, we would not be talking about it right now. But the administration is chosen to continue to do what they've been doing, lie, accuse people, point blame. Just, it's disappointing to see that yet again another, like, obviously the whole, wow, a journalist shouldn't be in this. Yes, the response and the aftermath is, I think, that's really telling for me, because a lot of stuff has happened in the last few, months, but, like, it's stuff that Trump said was going to happen. Trump told us he was going to, get rid of DEI. Trump told us he was, sweeping changes, stuff like that. For the first time, really, the White House has now faced a crisis, and I don't think that they have responded to this crisis the right way. And anything else that happens after that is completely on them, because we saw multiple members of his cabinet get up in front of a committee, congressional members, and lie and say things that weren't true a day after this happened. So,
right. And, I don't know if y'all saw that video of the initial conference with Trump when it first happened. And they asked him, like, oh, who do you, like, when the group chat got leaked, there was a journalist added. And his first thing was, I don't know anything about it. I've watched enough Scandal to know that as soon as something goes left, the president is the first to know. So you're telling me like what's the thing? Something chief? Commander-in-Chief, head of the executive branch, most powerful person in the entire world. You don't know that your war plans are getting leaked?
Yeah.
Be so serious. Bryce, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, perfectly. Like, it's not even the craziest headline I could have seen. Honestly, if I would have woke up, war plans get leaked in a group chat.
Oh, well.
Like, just like you said, it's more just like, it's just disappointing for everyone to get up there and basically be like, their attitude was almost as if like, why are we even having this hearing? Like, why are you even questioning us? This is above you. Like, it was just one simple mistake. Like, we're overreacting. You know,
Gaslighting. Gaslighting from the executive cabinet is
like,
crazy.
From the cabinet, it's like, oh, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, let's just move on.
That's crazy.
God forbid these were chats about North Korea, China, Russia, Iran. I'm not saying that it's not still a major thing, the Houthis, but they don't have the capabilities to create a big enough blowback. Like, if this is a country like the four I just named, God knows this is different.
We're having a different conversation.
We're having a whole different conversation because these are countries that are just looking for reasons to. They're just looking for reasons to
The button.
to press a button to ignite fires to build tension. And for them, like he just said, like for them to just get up there and basically just be like, it happens, like is wild. It's crazy, and it's just like, and then it sets a precedent for more and even worse lack of any type of awareness, discipline. Like I was saying before when we were talking, if this was any normal service member of any branch, their career and life would be ruined. Not just over, it would be ruined. They would make sure that they could not get another job. They could not work anywhere. Anywhere they go, everyone would know for the rest of their lives that they made this type of mistake. Because this is the type of mistake that costs lives. That people, like I said, if this is in another country, in Russia, now all of a sudden those couple prisoners that you said that we were going to swap next month, they're not coming. As a matter of fact, we're going to send them to an even worse detention camp. They're probably going to end up dying there. Like, this is lives, and it's just like, it's nuts. It's wild.
It's nuts. Abby.
You know, I feel like you guys touched on so much of the lack of accountability. I think another thing that stands out to me is it that difficult to follow protocol for something that's so important? Is it that difficult? You literally have the systems in place. I understand you have to take some extra steps. Maybe go into your basement where there's like this system that they have where it encrypts their communications.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand. Yeah, it might be a hassle. You might have to go somewhere to send those messages. But guess what? You signed up for the job. You better go and do it.
Because you're not signing up to be president, defense secretary. You're not signing up so you can do nothing. Like, this is a job where you have to go the extra mile. You think you can rule a country and protect a country by sitting there twiddling your thumbs all day? Like, you have to do stuff. And also, is there no training packet? Is there no training packet that y'all have to look through? Like, especially when you haven't been in the political space or in the policy space before. You don't gotta look through a packet to be like, hey, don't do this, we do things this way. And then if you were briefed on these types of stuff, which I'm sure they were, you then just go ahead and blatantly disregard everything. And the fact that even the vice president was in there, like, you couldn't have been like, hey guys, like, this is not protocol, like, let's do things the right way. Because y'all were so focused. Your whole campaign was making things right, doing things the right way. Common sense. But common sense dictates that you do not use a encrypted texting app that is basically WhatsApp's cousin to talk about classified war plans.
Yiggies.
In what world does that even make sense? But because they have the mandate, because they have the will of the people, they think that they can just get away with being absolutely mediocre and just doing anything, and people will be like, all right, like, whatever. And one thing that was making me mad was, Dan, you touched on the hearing. Like y'all said, like, they were just so blasé about it. Like, okay, like, you know, and Tulsi Gabbard kept being like, there was nothing classified in there. There's nothing classified in there. There's nothing classified in there. And yet, The Atlantic had to publish the screenshots. Actually, this comes into an interesting conversation. Do you guys think that, and I asked this on my other show, do you guys think that, like, Goldberg should have revealed more? Do you think he revealed just enough? Do you think he shouldn't have talked about it at all? Because that's heavy. That's some heavy stuff to just wake up one day. Literally, your eyes are still groggy. You still got the little crust in your eyes. You wake up, you're in a highly classified group chat. So do you guys think he took the right course of action? Abby, I'm going to start with you.
Absolutely. Once again, we've spoken kind of like about the role of a journalist. It's to hold officials accountable, be watchdog for society. Withholding that information would have violated that. The thing is, we're under the impression as Americans that our national security is locked up, safe, secure, back there, you know, like people who aren't supposed to have that access don't have that access. But we see this happen. What else is in jeopardy, at risk, that is putting lives in danger, as you guys said? So I believe that he made the right decision. I truly do.
Clock. Let's see. Dan and Bryce, would y'all have anything to add to that? 'Cause it's crazy.
No, I feel like how could you not?
I think he did exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't think. You know, God willing, we're in a country where a reporter can report something that high level and not get abducted or killed the next day.
This isn't like, why are we pushing back on a reporter for doing his job?
Or silence. I know that's a little drastic, but like a reporter can report something
But it's
like
realistic.
that and not be fearful for their safety, like within the next couple of hours. And especially this isn't some like small reporter. This is the editor in chief. So I feel like if I were him, I would have done it immediately. Whatever they're like, because it's not my fault.
It really is not my fault. I did not ask to be in there. Hello.
This is 100%
Y'all put me in it.
on y'all. Y'all put me in the group chat. I could not be in this group chat without you. Like, this is one of the rare occasions where you hold zero fault.
Teamwork makes the dream work, actually. Like, that's crazy.
So, yeah, I think I commend him for that. Like, certainly.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, it's so funny. He did a podcast interview with the New York Times. And he was even like, you know, when I got added, I was like, this is fake. There's no way.
It has to be.
There's no way.
Like, you literally, like, that's something that you can't even imagine in your wildest dreams. Like, me reading this as a citizen, somebody who was not involved, my eyes popped out of my head. Now, imagine you being the one who's added to the group chat. You're like, they talk about bombing people. Like, what the hell is this?
Why did they add him to this chat?
How did they add him? That's my question. Because, like,
It was supposed to be,
was it supposed to be someone else?
Yeah, the whole thing is the JG, like, so their initials, they have everybody's contact saved under initials or whatever.
That's stupid.
JG.
I don't know who the other JG is. I read it was some official, but someone, even still, was a stretch for the group chat. Was like it would make, like, that's the next logical leap. Not Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. But, you know, we all make mistakes, right?
What?
Hey, guys.
A mistake is circling B instead of C on a multiple choice test.
We hold ourselves accountable for those mistakes, learn our lessons, and are supposed to...
We're supposed to.
Yeah, and I want to touch on something Dan said on, like, the pushing back on a reporter who's just doing their job, right? And I think it's nothing new when it comes to the government. Obviously, the government doesn't want a watchdog, but that's why we got to be there, right? But I think this type of pushback takes on a special flavor with the Trump administration, and we saw it since 2016 with fake news and the advent of fake news, because now we're living in a country which, like Bryce said, you know, thankfully we have First Amendment rights, and reporters have qualified privileges, and they're able to report on stuff and do stuff that ordinary citizens can't. But more and more, I'm starting to kind of lose faith in that, and I'm starting to see that kind of crumble away. And we saw that with Trump's White House choosing now which reporters can come into the White House and do press releases, with Caroline Levitt saying that it's not a right for reporters to report on the president, but a privilege. And so with this pushback that they initially tried to pin on Goldberg and say, like, why did he do that? What is a democracy without free press?
Literally the first.
It's the first.
First Amendment. First.
Well, like.
It's right there.
You don't even have to read that far.
You don't even.
I don't think they have.
And I don't know if they stopped at the preamble or if they. We the people is as far as they know. I don't know.
Not even on the updated one, bro.
Like, that's insane, but it's really scary, especially as like somebody who is going into journalism and somebody who wants to do that for a living. It's like, am I gonna get arrested because I'm like writing about some type of protest that the administration doesn't like? And like the whole Gulf of Mexico thing, Gulf of America thing, and then you remove the AP from your White House press pool. You're throwing a temper tantrum, and the cost of your temper tantrum is our democracy. I don't like that. I don't like living in this world, guys. I kind of hate it. I want to wake up like Alice did in Alice in Wonderland and be like, oh my God, like it was just a dream. Except no Cheshire Cats. We just have group chat leaks. But moving on, let's talk RFK and our great vaccine denier. Let me look this guy up a little bit. So, Bryce, you start us off. RFK has just hired somebody to research the link between autism and vaccine. Meanwhile, national science grants are being cut for actual research purposes. So, Bryce, talk to us. What's going on with this guy?
Like, being a scientist myself and a firm believer in science and medicine, work on a lab here on campus. Since I came back in about February, March, and like ever since then, it's really been a real scramble.
Tell the people what you're working on.
We're working on the effects of alcoholism on the adolescent brain and how it leads to addiction in adults. So
real science, real research,
real science that really impacts, like, hello, we're college students. People be drinking here. How many Americans die every day from alcoholism-related incidents? It destroys families. Like, that's real stuff. My Dr. Crowley got her PhD and has been working for decades to have a lab like this, and now overnight is wondering, how do I keep my staff? How do I pay my graduate students, my PhD students? She was talking about how she's not even hiring graduate students right now. How do I, like, this is her entire life, and then all of the lives that she's affected, and it's sick to then hear of all the research that is now being highlighted, something that has been debunked and disproved countless times. And like, it's just, it's wild. And it's more concerning to the people that are not like us here, do not have the privilege of working in a lab at a R1 research institution. People who just may not be as well educated and well versed in the world of science and the world of medicine, who look to the elected officials of our nation to get their truth, and this is the truth that they're genuinely going to believe. And we cannot get mad at those people for then believing these falsehoods and these narratives that are going to be fed to them. But the reality is that will become their truth and something that they defend. So not only are you destroying and uprooting decades of people's lives and work that have gotten us from where we've gotten to this point, you then are planting new dangerous seeds of ignorance, incompetence, as well as just endangering people. Like, COVID we no longer wear masks. Everything's open. That was not by accident. We took vaccines.
Some of us did.
Herd immunity.
But enough people did.
For those who didn't.
Enough people did that life opened back up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, and this is 5 years removed, 2 years removed, 3 years removed from COVID. This is not ancient history. And you're already spinning, like, I just said it, it's wild. Like, it's nuts, it's wild.
I would like to point out that this guy, David Geyer, his father got his medical license suspended. Guys, I'm not making this up. This is straight from the New York Times. The guy who just got appointed, his father got his medical license suspended following claims that he endangered children with autism and exploited their parents.
Mark Geyer, right? The father.
Yes, and this guy, David Geyer, was practicing medicine alongside his father. You know, I love the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, birds of a feather flock together. This guy has already denounced, you know, is a huge vaccine denier, has already had multiple works and research projects discredited for this link. And now he's in charge of our health and human development.
I don't.
Backwards.
Like, we're sprinting backwards. We're sprinting backwards.
Only 3 months in.
Barely, actually.
Barely. I don't even think it's officially.
Yeah.
We haven't even hit 3 months yet. It's 2 months in a week.
2027.
And we talked about that
2025.
that
2026.
blizzard of action that went on to try to desensitize us, and it's really worked.
It's worked.
It's really worked.
Because things that aren't supposed to, things that should be
Front page are flying under the radar.
I'm looking for stuff. I shouldn't. They're about to cut NPR and PBS. I didn't even know that.
I found that out
Which is
today.
crazy.
They want. Marjorie Taylor Greene was questioning the heads of NPR and PBS as to why they should exist.
What are we talking about?
As to what
It's
public
in our
media
Constitution.
should be provided.
And I found that out on accident. I didn't even know that was happening. Once we stop learning, once we stop knowing, once we stop being educated, that's it. We have to. The government cannot hold all the power. The power is supposed to lie in the hands of the people.
And you know what's so crazy? These are the same people that are talking about how they don't like big government. They don't want the federal government all in our business. But Trump is telling Columbia University, if you don't cut the Middle Eastern Studies department, you are not getting your $400 million. So what happened to big government?
It's almost like somehow
The kissing of the teeth is crazy.
I'm really
like everything that the people that support and vote for Trump for, he's done the complete opposite, but managed to still make them believe
that he's doing it for them.
that he's doing it for them.
What? I've seen so many stories, and this is tangentially related, but I've seen so many stories of people who voted for Trump, either they themselves or their significant others, then getting deported. And they're like, wait, but I didn't know this was going to happen. But he told you.
He told you.
To me?
To me, that's basically what they're saying. And I'm like,
What's supposed to happen to me?
right.
Like, what's
Right.
it was going to happen to me? Like, I voted for you. I thought, no, he told you exactly what he was going to do.
Right.
Bye.
It's not the exception.
It's scary. It's scary the complete lack of bounds that he's operating in. Like, federal judges are getting ignored.
He literally called for a federal judge to get impeached because he didn't like the ruling.
Which, by the way, he can't do that.
Weak at all.
You literally just don't have that
And
power.
it's like, okay, beyond politics, like, forget who you support. If you are an American, this is why America was first founded, to stop forms of power like this, to stop one person from just being able to make decisions with no type of oversight.
That's why we have the three branches of government. That's why we have checks and balances. But where have the checks and balances gone?
No checks and balances.
The balance sheet is zero.
Zero.
There's nothing going on. He's just doing stuff. And
Out there.
what?
What you said? What we said? President for a day, bro.
President for a day.
If
Wakes
you-
up every day. What should I do?
What should I do? It's a new thing, yeah.
What, bro?
No one's gonna stop him.
Nobody. And that's what's scaring me, is nobody is going to stop it. And I've said this. I think I've said this on 3 separate episodes now. This is textbook descent into authoritarianism, guys. that little bill that we saw circling around at the beginning of his term with like possibly extending a third term.
That was so funny.
That was, first of all, it was unintelligible.
About
They were basically trying to.
A House Republican said he wanted to introduce a bill that would basically extend. Yeah, but it got like it wasn't like a but like.
no.
It got shut down. It was very badly
But
written.
You have to.
Yeah, it was horribly written, but also it's like the notion shouldn't even exist.
It shouldn't exist
At all. At all.
Like, shouldn't exist.
Benjamin Franklin stepped down voluntarily after 2 terms. He didn't even have to. He stepped down
We're gonna cut
voluntarily
that
after 2
We're
terms.
gonna cut that one out. We're gonna cut that one out. You said Ben Franklin.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. George Washington. That's what I meant.
I was like, wait a minute.
I was
Not
like-
Ben
I was-
Franklin.
I got
I was like,
scared.
yo,
Sorry,
I was
guys.
like-
Wait.
I was like, all right, let's
Wait.
Sorry, guys. I got money on my mind.
No,
You're right. George Washington stepped down
No, that's scary.
voluntarily after 2 terms.
that's scary. That's scary that he was that was even thought.
But the thing is, like the reason that this scares me too is because literally, like where I'm from, like I've seen this happen in West Africa, and Dan, maybe you can relate too. Like I literally, my family and I literally left the Ivory Coast for a week when elections were happening because the current president was talking about, oh, maybe I'll do a 3rd term. My home country of Senegal literally went through its worst period of political violence, and this is the only country in West Africa that has yet to experience a coup. And we were this close. And so much political violence was happening that we had never seen because the sitting president was talking about, I'm thinking about extending my term because of our new constitution and trying to exploit loopholes. This is textbook descent into authoritarianism. We're going to wake up one day and that long live the king poster that he posted on his Instagram one time is going to be real. And y'all are not going to understand a thing.
Wow.
How did we get here? Babe.
Little by
It gets to a
little.
point, bro.
Babe.
It's
Because
like the tortoise in the hare.
I say this all the time, but they said Hitler was never going to be chancellor.
They
Not to end on a really depressing note. Sorry, guys. But that is all.
Votes.
Votes.
2025.
Votes, guys. Whether it's municipal, whether
Gotta
it's
vote.
it's state, county, right? Just
I don't
vote.
Just
School board.
Because we can't
Vote.
complain.
Please,
Vote for our
guys.
superintendent,
The children
whatever.
can't read. The children cannot read no more. So
can't
let's just
complain.
vote,
They're
okay?
getting rid of the Department of Education, bro.
Vote while you still can. Before you can't anymore. Vote before you can't anymore. All right, guys. That is all we have for today. As always, make sure you tune in with Beyond the Mic Politics, Beyond the Mic Entertainment, Beyond the Mic Sports. We are bringing you quality content all the time. Love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next time.